what's going on, guys? Now I wanted to do another video, just doing a reacts video talking about Westworld and The Walking Dead. Now when we're talking about Westworld, we finally are answering some of the questions that I've been having talking about the Man in Black. Now in the past we really didn't know anything about him. We didn't know his backstory or really why he was doing what he was doing. So I'm really happy to find out much more of the backstory of the Man in Black. We know more about his backstory, naming that his wife is dead and his daughter blames him for it. We also are figuring out that that whole backstory with the other host and her daughter, for some reason she's remembering it, and we're seeing much more of that. So we're seeing that this has been an ongoing issue with the host remembering things, and that this isn't, you know, that new of an issue. And then another interesting thing that we're seeing is the aftermath of after the lady doctor, when she was killed by Bernard.
I'm not one. I can't be. I'm afraid our guest is growing weary. Perhaps you can help her now. No, please.
Now, the one thing that I don't know if a lot of people picked up on, but the one security guard, he is a little bit suspicious now. He told Bernard, he said, hey, you know, I knew that you and her, you guys had a relationship. Even though Dr. Ford told Bernard to erase, you know, all memory of him having a relationship with her and to only think of her as a co-worker. When the security guard asked Bernard about it, Bernard didn't know because his memory was erased, and that something's off. So I don't know, he doesn't quite know what's going on, but he knows something's off. And you know, there's also a lot of other suspicions going on because the lady doctor, how that Dr. Ford is framing her to be a traitor, it isn't sitting right with a lot of people. So you know, that's gonna probably come up later on, that something there isn't quite right. Hopefully we get some more answers, and hopefully we really get to find out what's going on, what happened to Arnold, and we just, I don't know, get to find out more. We're really at that point where they have to let us in now. If they don't, I think it's going to be a real big letdown, just because we've been holding on for so long with this story. Some of the pieces, they have to come together. So that's what I think about this latest episode of Westworld. And then finally, talking about The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, there's a couple really interesting things that happened this episode. Bringing up Maggie to take over the hilltop, which is what happens in the comic book. So I'm happy to see that they're doing that, showing her as being a leader and really just being able to take over. So I think that's really interesting. Carl, now there was an interesting scene with him and can't think of her name offhand, but the other girl. Him and her, when they both left out of Alexandria to try to make it to the hilltop. It was an interesting dynamic between those two. Finally they kissed, which, you know, took forever, but they did. I'm happy to see that they're showing Carl and showing that he's angry and he wants to kill Negan. So I think that's a new dynamic that we're going to see. The episode ended off with Carl inside the box truck while it was going back to Negan's headquarters. So they're setting up Carl to have a meeting with Negan and Jesus, as well as he was in there as well. So I think that's going to be interesting to see. Just honestly, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen next. Don't know really, but I think overall it was a good episode, and yeah, I think it was a really good episode, and it did show some closure. Maggie seems to be not moving on, but she's accepted it, and now we're seeing the aftermath of what happened, and everyone's kind of moving on and going on that next step. So I'm happy to see that. So yeah, guys, so what did you guys think about this latest episode of Westworld and The Walking Dead? Let me know in the comment section below. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give me a like, check out some of the other videos that I've done, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.